Brian.
Thanks, man.
Man.
Join the club.
Yeah.
Hey, look who's that down there?
Tim Couch?
Join the club, guys. Been here for about 10 to 15 years now.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Bernie
Kosar?
Oh, wait.
Welcome to Inside Cleveland Sports.
Welcome to another edition of Inside Cleveland Sports. I'm here with Tank, Lowe, Jameson, and I'm Sean. Well, probably one of the worst loss we had in this season.
Yes, it is. It is the worst.
Let's get a quick recap.
Oh, man. Our defense. Where did it go? It disappeared. Just absolutely nowhere. I mean, Joe Hayden still kind of did his thing yesterday. He held A.J. Green only 48 yards, but they didn't really matter because they weren't passing the ball. They were just running it down our throats the whole time. Kruger had a sack, but that was about the highlight of the defense. And I think we might have had an interception. I'm not quite sure. But
Yeah, Craig Robertson had one.
And he ran it all the way, he ran like 15, 20, 30 yards and then ran back like 8 yards, getting scared when he saw everybody.
Well, I don't really have too much to say about this. I mean, you got to look at the positives. There's a lot of guys injured on our defensive line, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Mm-hmm.
This is Johnny's first game, so we'll see what happens.
For me, I'm just going to pick one thing out here. I've seen a lot of sacks in football and whatnot, but how does a sack happen when you're on the ground and you actually take your hand and pull a man down? How is that possible? I've never seen that before.
One-handed.
One-handed, and he's on the ground, pancakes. Sean, wow.
I mean, the only thing I can say is that Cincinnati controlled the time possession, controlled the whole game, and it just made us look pathetic. I don't want to reiterate on this game too long, so we're going to go around the league.
It's real football.
About what you guys saw around the league, what's transpiring, because everybody seems to have 2 games left. And let's open up about, this playoff run and what teams are rising to the top and what teams are faltering. Tank, I'll let you go first.
My Super Bowl pick has clinched the playoff spot. The New England Patriots, shout out to them. But my other one didn't do so hot yesterday against Buffalo, who beat us. That's Green Bay. I don't know what happened with that.
Buffalo's a good team this year. Like, I know a lot of people are sleeping on them.
Sammy Watkins, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Really, you are welcome, guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of upsets. Like as you said, the Buffalo-Arizona game. Well, who did Buffalo play? Didn't they?
They
played the Packers. The Green Bay Packers and beat them.
And the Packers been blowing everybody out.
Right.
Did they blow them out? Or
No,
It
it
was
was
a
a
close
close game.
Close game?
Yeah, I think 21-19 was
Beckham
the final
Jr. can
score.
catch any ball
13.
anywhere, man. I really do like him.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins is doing really good.
Well, to focus a little bit more on the Buffalo game, I remember a couple of years ago when they made that big signing to Mario Williams and everybody was kind of against it. Look, you see the play he made yesterday.
Look at him
he
now.
strips Aaron Rodgers on the goal line and pretty much ends that
Causes
game
the
for him.
safety, yep.
And it was a safety. I mean, that to me was amazing. Congrats to them, I guess. When I think of Buffalo, I kind of think of Cleveland a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I give it to them.
Let's look at the other divisions that are kind of shaping up. Arizona clinched the NFC West division, and Seattle actually knocked the 49ers out of the playoff run, along with it was a game that Eagles and Dallas game. That was a
Dallas,
pretty
yep.
big game.
That's
Dallas
phenomenal.
came back and
Phenomenal.
got their revenge
Right.
on the Eagles. And then we also have the NFC South with 5-win teams. Who's gonna win?
The Browns of the NFC.
Give us your thoughts on that. Like, who do you guys see? What's transpiring and what's shaping up?
Well, for me, I really don't know too much about the NFC South and what's going on
It's
down there. I
terrible.
just heard. I just
No,
know
it's
that they
terrible.
are that
Who do you
great
think
this
gonna win
year.
the division? I know New Orleans actually plays. They play up next. They actually play tonight, I believe.
Yeah, then Atlanta, they're in the same division. Then they lose to Pittsburgh
Yeah,
yesterday,
they
right?
got beat up by Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I'm not too hot about the NFC South, so I'm going to pass
We're
it
better
to
than them.
James, because everybody has like 5 wins.
Yeah, everybody.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Jameson, go ahead.
Another question: who do y'all think is the stronger team out right now? Like we see the Patriots and the AFC. Who do you think is like controlling the NFL?
Mhm.
I think it's the
Patriots, pretty much.
Yeah,
I'd say the
Patriots.
Patriots control it.
Patriots, Seahawks. I
Easily
want.
the Patriots.
I want to
And
say
the Packers,
Denver.
I don't trust Arizona.
Yeah, I think Arizona's gonna
They
get
lost their
blown out
quarterback
there
again.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit, and we're gonna go to the Cavs. This question is particularly for Jameson.
Okay.
How do you see the Cavs? What positives have you seen them doing differently?
Well, for me, I mean, these last 2 games were definitely tough losses. I mean, you as a team, as we're trying to evolve, you can't lose to a team that loses Anthony Davis, who is, obviously the top up and coming player right now. Believe it or not, we lost Deli and Deion Waiters, in the middle of that game because they both had illnesses, but they will be back tonight against the Hornets, by the way. But I think if anything, Kevin Love, Black's gonna have to find some way to get Kevin Love in the post so he can, play to his strength, because right now this outside shooting, he's falling in love with the 3-point shot. It's not working. Kyrie Irving, I don't think he's playing healthy after an injury except for Thursday against the OKC Thunder. So I think there needs to be some minor adjustments, not anything major, and I think we'll get back at it. It has to start tonight against the Hornets, but we have to, be that intimidating factor. They have to be scared to play us. It's just how it has to go.
Well, this brings us to the question, the Facebook question of the week from Isaac. Why is Dellavedova not starting over Sean Marion?
Well, I'd say the reason he's not starting over right now is because Dellavedova is good off the bench for us.
Yes,
We
he
need
is,
that energy and that spark off the bench, right? Obviously we have, Andy that comes off the bench. We have Dion, but he's that defensive spark. And if you notice with Deli, we bring Deli in towards the last 8 or 5 minutes of the game. He's coming there to give us that spark. He's in there shutting down guys. He's in there stealing the ball. He's in there diving on the ground, kind of doing the things that Andy used to do when he was younger. He's really making an impact when he comes in there. So it really doesn't really make sense to start him, but I'd say if anything, we just gotta just roll what we got and hope guys get better.
Yeah.
Okay, that's real good. Well, for the last little bit of topic, we had a fight, a UFC fight with one of our hometown boys,
Right.
Stipe versus Junior Dos Santos.
Right.
I'm gonna direct this question to you, Elo. I know you watched the fight.
Oh, yeah.
Give me your thoughts on that.
I give a lot of props to Stipe. First and foremost, for him going on this 8-fight run, for him to get a interim championship fight, his first fight, 5 rounds. I don't expect too much from him. I mean, he was a contender. He had the potential to win, but what it was is just he wasn't. I'm not gonna say he wasn't conditioned. When you get to those championship rounds, it's hard.
5
Right.
rounds. It
Yeah.
goes difference from 3 to 5.
I mean, yeah, and then
Right.
they're 5-minute rounds, so it's like it takes a tad bit more out of you.
Would you say that the I know he lost by decision, but would you say that was controversial?
In a sense, it was, but I can honestly see how it was because the way how Junior was picking him apart, that pop shot boxing, he was hitting his breadbasket, and you can tell he was winded more so when he was hitting
Right.
him in the stomach.
Right.
It was very effective, and the thing about it, Stipe, he, as a wrestler, as a result, he went to what he knows best, which is takedowns. But shouts out to Junior because he was stuffing a lot of takedowns that he usually gets.
Right.
So I think really what happens once he had done that, some of his confidence had kind of lost. He had lost some of that confidence.
Junior's tough.
But
He's
I'm a Junior fan, but
Right.
shouts out to Stipe. But he has more arsenals, and I think he could have used more tools within his arsenal.
Right.
Okay. Well, that about wraps it up for this edition of Inside Cleveland Sports. Be sure to ask us questions.
Ask
Ask questions.
Ask questions. Ask questions.
Bring 'em on.
Ask questions.
Everybody be safe out there. Enjoy your holidays. And Sean Patriots, Tank Low, Jameson signing off.
Superman video. I was in the back.